Did you get my coffee then?
What's that?
Did you get my coffee?
I fucking drunk it already, you took so long.
UMAR, AHMED, IFL TV, MTK Global. Barry Jones, when did you arrive? I haven't seen you.
You haven't seen me? I've been waiting down here for you for about like an hour to go and get your camera.
And when did you arrive in New York?
Oh no, Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Yeah, Thursday morning, yeah. It's been a good trip so far. It's been quite exciting. The weigh-in was pretty good and Can looks nice and relaxed. It's the main thing.
When this fight was first made, I think the general opinion was Khan hasn't got a chance. And as we've moved closer and closer to this day, people are giving him a real chance now.
I think when you've got hand speed of Can, you always got a chance. I think in any fight, because speed's very difficult to overcome. But as most people, box people will tell you, good timing outdoes speed every time. Just outdoes blind speed every time. Can has blind speed. He sometimes doesn't always think about what he's throwing. He just uses that hand speed and then lets him go. And it's been so effective for him. But I think against someone like Crawford, who has exceptional timing, then I think if he's not very smart with his attacks, he'll walk onto a shot. And I think this fight is, listen, Can has got the biggest set than most boxers. He's always looking for the biggest fights. He's always looking for the fights where there's a chance that he is going to get put to sleep. And I admire him for that, because he just, he dares to dream, as you will. But I think this fight is quite universal and quite easy to predict for a lot of people. I think most people are in agreement for the outcome of this fight, and that would be that Can will start quite well, will be competitive as he always is, but at one stage or some stage in the fight from round 5 on, there's a chance that he might walk onto a shot, and I tend to feel, I still feel that way. I still feel that it's a massive task for him.
Of course, if Khan does win, there'll be a rematch, but if he does lose tonight, can you see him carrying on with his career?
Yeah, of course I can. I think it's difficult. It depends how he gets. If he gets knocked out really bad. I just hope that doesn't happen. You worry about the long-term effects, like we do with all boxers, of course. But I think he's in a no. Except for getting hurt, he's in a no-lose situation, because he loses to a guy who's up there top 3 pound for pound on the planet. No one gives him a chance to win. If he's competitive, which I think he will be early on, and gives a good account of himself, his bankability doesn't really falter. So this fight's for him. Obviously, there's a guy here from Sheffield who's just turned up.
Well, you say that. Have you seen my interview with him?
No, I haven't. No, I've seen nothing. No, I haven't.
I don't know if it's tongue-in-cheek, but he says, I'm not interested in the fight with Khan anymore. I want Terence Crawford. I don't know if he's playing mind games, but
he wants the biggest. He wants the biggest star. That's it. And no, he wants. No, as all boxers, you want to win as most money as you possibly can, but you also have ambition to be the best, if you can be the best, or the best your level, and his level's world level. So, but that Can fight, it's a big fight. It's already a big fight. A big fight. They go on Sky. Eddie Hearn will spin that, and he'll do phenomenal figures, mainly on the back of Amir Khan. He's a big name. That's why Crawford picked him, because Khan helps sell the fight. So I think it depends how he loses, but I still think he loses. I can't see how he wins the fight. I really can't. I think you give him a chance again because of his hand speed, but unless Crawford's not switched on, I just can't see it. I think Crawford's probably a better boxer than Can, and you can't say that about Can against other opponents. Very few. He hasn't never been outboxed.
Well, he was outboxing Canelo, wasn't he? So.
Well, he was, but I think Canelo had the plan and wasn't never worried about what was going on. He knew he was going to catch Can because he had that physical size over him. And but I think he's never been outboxed. I think he could possibly be outboxed for the first time, even though I think Crawford beats Can at his best. I think a lot of people have said this, but I think the Can now is just on the other side of that peak. So yeah, I think that it's a fight that Crawford is a massive favourite, and again Can goes away from home again with no fear, and that's what he's looked like all week. He looked like a guy with no fear, no worry about what the outcome might be. He genuinely believes he can win the fight, and you've got to give him credit for that.
If Khan Brook can't get made, which is definitely no guarantee, seeing as we've tried to make it so many times, I mean, this hasn't been mentioned. Danny Garcia fights tonight, and obviously it's personal to Khan because of that defeat in the first fight. Potential rematch with Garcia, does that interest you?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, it's a good fight, but I think Garcia will want a title. That's the problem there. I think the Can fight's a good fight, but
nothing on the line.
Nothing on the line, and also I don't know how PBC would want to tie Can up at all. I don't know how that works promotionally wise, but yeah, I think Garcia will want a champion. If
that's what he's got to win tonight as well.
He'll beat Gramados, I think, for me, and it's a good fight. But I think then he'll be looking. Crawford and Spence, they're the two fighters everyone wants to fight.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. It seems like this has been the main point of discussion during this week. 3 failed tests for 3 different substances.
It's not like I sort of don't really give too much opinions about drug tests because I don't know much about the drug situation or how people take them, how it works. But this is a dangerous sport. That you could listen, you get hurt, you can die, and we've seen it time and time again without taking drugs, without the help of performance-enhancing drugs. The fact that that gives you an edge, it's disgusting. I think there needs to be a hard line for everyone. Boxers are the most paranoid people on the planet, and I can't believe that boxers just put their faith in people to take certain things without knowing what's going inside their body. And it's your duty as an athlete now to know what you're doing with your body, what people are giving you, and find out and listen. And it's not as if you've got to go like back in the day, phone up the boxing board to ask. You've got a phone with Google on, with a wealth of information, with search engines, you can find out yourself. So there's no excuse for it. And I think if you get caught, there should be harder sentences for it. I really do. It should be harder sentences. They make examples of people, and not examples of people who no one cares about. Examples of bigger names who get caught. Because it's an epidemic in our sport, and I think it has to be stopped.
What do you make of the fact that when he failed the first test, or when it came out that he failed the first test, he pleaded his innocence, he gave a statement on Twitter, and then after the next test came out, he went and admitted it basically online. I don't know if you've seen the video.
No, I haven't seen nothing really about
He basically owns up to it.
But you've got to in the end, but it's that case of deny, isn't it? You're joking these stories about when people get caught cheating on their wives or their husbands, just deny, and I think that's the scenario there, just deny until there's proof that I can't deny it no more, and then he's trying to beg for forgiveness, I guess, and trying to come a little bit across humble, I don't know, but either way, he's taking that stuff, and poor Anthony Joshua now, this is a big deal for him, his outbreak fight in America against a guy who's helped sell with his mouth, and a fight that he was going to win. Now he's scrambling around for an opponent, might end up with a more difficult obstacle in front of him because they're desperate for an opponent for him now. So it's a headache for everyone, and more for the fighter who has to prepare and not knowing if he has a fight. And we've all been there at different levels, and it's not fair. It's not fair on him. I don't feel sorry for Miller. Don't feel sorry. How can you feel sorry for him? He's trying to own up and be a little bit humble now. When he could have been caught, he was going into that ring there with all the help of performance-enhancing drugs to try and smash Anthony Joshua's head in, by the way.
Even weirder.
Every boxer's going to tell you the same thing. And even some boxers who cheat, they're going to tell you it's the same thing. We're all universal about what should be, that they should be banned for life.
The even weirder thing is, if you take your mind back to the press conference, Miller was calling Joshua a PD cheat.
It's mad, isn't it? And they also, there's no smoke without fire, and it's proved to be true because he's taking the drugs. Whoever smelt it dealt it. Is that what they say about when someone farts? And maybe that's what it's that scenario with the drugs, isn't it? Who knows? But yeah,
it's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's not. It's like what a. I don't know the man. I don't want to slate him as a person. He might be a lovely guy.
He is, to be fair.
Yeah, and also I think the need now to get the edge over everyone is, and also there's probably such a paranoia with people to say everyone takes drugs now. Everyone cheats. They don't get caught, and it obviously takes a discipline for some people who don't get caught, a massive discipline to not get caught. But so you can understand, you can half understand why some of them do it to get that extra edge to be the best. The mind, the will to succeed will sometimes cloud your judgment and also your common sense a little bit, and maybe that's the case with a lot of these kids who get caught. They just think I just want to be the best so much that I'll just do anything, sell my soul. But yeah, if these younger guys see, and a younger generation coming up think, well, I get caught, look at Canelo, he got caught with something, and then gets like a 6-month ban when he's not fighting. Well, he wasn't really penalised for doing it. He wasn't penalised at all.
Just a bit more time off.
Well, he wasn't. I might have 6 months. Well, actually, I'm not doing nothing for 6 months, so okay, thanks. And so, it's not fair. These young kids see that and think, well, I'll do it, I'll get caught, I'll pay a little fine, and I'll carry on. I think you just go, listen, you can take drugs, and that's it, find another sport. And then, only then. And I know some people will generally make a mistake, but for the greater good, maybe, it's just one of those, that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens.
Just the last one. I've stirred more shit this week. I don't know if you've seen Tunde Ajayi's comments.
Oh, shit, yeah, listen, again,
He beat Andre Ward.
again, I don't know Tunde personally. I know I work on a lot of anti-ads fights, but it got to be just, if he's trying to build up interest and get people talking about the yard, he's done his job. Because everyone's talking about Yarde and Kovalev, everyone's talking about all that, but it's the most ludicrous comment I've ever heard. One of the most ludicrous comments. Where Clarissa Shields talking about she would beat Keith Thurman or something like that. Yeah, another bizarre comment. She's a fantastic fighter. She really is. But let's get some. Okay. Well, in that case, then, I'm a super featherweight world champion. I could beat Julio Cesar Chavez at his prime when he was super featherweight. You know what I mean? I think I had no power. I think I could knock him out. Do you know what I mean? Where does it end? You just say something now and it becomes reality. It's true if I say it. Andre Ward is. I flew all the way to Oakland to watch Andre Ward versus Paul Smith. I flew on my own. Flew the other day before. Flew back the next day because I thought I might not see Andre Ward box again, and I just wanted to see him. And when you see someone live close up, you can see the intricate movements they make, so clever they are, the adjustments he makes. He's a fantastic fighter and one of the best who's ever done it at that weight for sure. And of course, Anthony Yarde might be the next greatest fighter. Might turn to be the greatest fighter who's ever lived. I don't think he's going to be that, but he might. But at this stage right now, and the opposition he's boxed against, you only say what you've seen, and he's a good fighter. But come on. Nowhere near on Andre Ward's level. You couldn't really put him in. You shouldn't put him in the same sentence. Not at their career's their stage now, and he probably will never get to where Andre Ward was, even if he wins a world title. I don't think that's just, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, but that's just the way it is. And all the other stuff that was said, that's been said about, recently about him, it's been ridiculous. It's just, where does it end? People just this blaze and just. I don't want to be too swearing and all that about it, but just to promote the fight now, people just say anything to promote the fight. Well, you can promote the fight now. If you just run up and down the street naked, everyone will watch that video, and then when you stop running, go, what are you running for? Oh, because my fighter's boxing on Thursday, June or something, come and watch him. That'll get like 1 billion views on your channel, but what do you do? Just do anything to sell a fight? Anything to sell a fight. It's just ridiculous. And so him and Andre Ward, it's a ridiculous comment. And I don't know Tunde personally. Seems like a nice fella, maybe, I don't know. But saying that, if anyone said that, if my dad said that, I'd be on here going, my old man is literally smoking something, because that's just a ridiculous comment. Really is.
Another way to sell a fight is to say, what's Barry Jones done in the sport? If you're a certain Prince Patel.
I don't like that kid, and I'll never like him. Right? I never liked him for that. But I didn't mind what he said, because it was just stupid stuff, trying to just sell himself and misguided judgment. The only thing I don't like about it is that this always happens, it always comes up, and I'm not good you. My name's attached to that kid. Yeah, I know. Forever now, because of YouTube and all these things. Every year they'll come up, and it breaks my heart because I don't want to be associated with him. I don't like the kid. I didn't like him or dislike him before. He's not my cup of tea, but he's not a bad fighter. To be fair, he's not going to be a world beater. But he ain't a bad fighter. He's not a bad fighter. But he's not as good as he thinks he used to be like. All this acting crap he did. But I don't want to be associated with someone like him. It breaks my heart. That's not the way I've been in my whole life. The reason no one knew who I was because I wouldn't sell myself. I didn't want ring walk music. I didn't want dressing gowns. I didn't care.
People in boxing know who you are.
Well, they didn't know who I was until I worked for BoxNation. That's the truth. No, I'm not bitter about that. That's the choice. I didn't try and be like a Nazim Ahmed. I was a decent fighter. I was a good fighter, but I wasn't a great fighter. And I was good, and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what I achieved. I overachieved, if anything. Let's be honest. And only overachieved because opportunities were put in my way, and I took them at short notice, and I was willing to just take a risk. That's all. So nothing wrong with that. I was a good fighter, and I'm happy with that. But I wasn't a great. And I didn't want to be famous, and that was never on my agenda, and I'm not famous now, and I still don't want to be famous, and I'd rather be in commentary than be a pundit, because I don't want to be on camera. No. That don't sound right. No, you know what I mean? You see what I walk around, I don't go around going like, hey, I'm in the building, because who gives a shit if I'm in the building or not? That's because this is focused on the fighters, because their time is short, and they're in and out of the limelight very quickly. And same with that kid, where is he now? I don't know, he's in Hungary. Yeah. So he's like an idiot. That's the truth. I don't care what he thinks about me. He's an idiot, and I wouldn't take that off him again. And I wouldn't. And I'm an old man now. But he's not good enough.
All right, Barry Jones.
No, I'm finished yet.
You carry on.
You want me this, right? I got a trick when I put a drink on my head like that, and I can do press-ups. That is it. Yeah. But the main thing is, I think tonight will be a fantastic fight.
Yeah, you're looking forward to commentating on it?
I am. It's a dream come true. You get the same ring. Like, look at you now. Where you at? You get the same close to the ring, watching fights. You'll be watching on telly. And now you're ringside, commentating, working on them.
MSG.
It's mad, isn't it? MSG. I was making a list yesterday about all the fighters who's boxing.
I did the same thing.
I stopped writing it in the end because there was just so many.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing.
Topped the bill, actually. I thought who topped the bill. There were so many. And I just went, that's ridiculous. Because it's just almost every fighter who's been great or good has
this is the thing. As a kid, I used to go on YouTube and watch all the fights from MSG. So Roberto Duran, Davey Moore, Ali Frazier, obviously, Marciano, Joe Louis.
Even Leonard. I know Leonard at the end of his career, but he wasn't really Leonard. But still, everyone's had their thing. I've only been here once, and that was when Joe Calzaghe. I love Joe Calzaghe with all my heart, and like a hero. We boxed at the same time. He's a hero of mine. So I had to come to watch him, even though it was Roy Jones past his peak. But I had to come and watch Joe.
Felix Trinidad, what an epic fight! He wasn't there.
Hopkins,
of
course, and with Hopkins. So Roy Jones, they've all topped the bill, So Salvador Sanchez, and they've all been there. It's just been like the who's who. Even Julio Cesar Chavez, Mexicans who were mainly in the West Coast, even they were topping the bill here.
Canelo obviously recently as well. Yeah. Joshua's coming.
It's a bucket for a boxer. It's a bucket list. For these great fighters, it's a bucket list for them to want to top in Vegas, want to top in Madison Square Gardens. Cardiff, Star Leisure Centre in Cardiff, which is knocked down now, so they can't do it. But I've done it. So, look, sorry, Amir Khan and Terence Crawford, you won't be able to top the bill in the Star Leisure Centre in Sprott in Cardiff because it's been knocked down. But I know you're jealous of my career, but what are you going to say?
Barry Jones, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and best of luck on commentary tonight.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll see you back in the UK.
Yeah, man. Nice one.